Hey everybody, AIJimmy here. So fresh off my 10K the other day. So I was thinking, as I signed up for my next batch of races, which are my 5K, 10K, and 15K over the next 3 months, thought it might be time to spiff these up a little bit and start talking about AI thoughts from my run use case edition. So as I start thinking about how I'm going to try to get better for my run, I want to help you get better with your efficiencies in your organization. So my thought for my run today, as I was running, it was interesting the other day in my race because what I was doing was I pushed myself hard and I actually beat my time by a lot, but I still wasn't even at the middle of my age bracket. So, just to be honest with y'all. So I can't keep training the way I'm training because I was looking at my miles. My miles are staying pretty consistent, which is not the expectation that I want. So I have to get better. I have to find a better coach. I have to find new training outlets. I've got to find ways that I can get just even incremental gains in my time. So how can I help you get incremental gains in your time? So here's our use case for the today. Documentation. Y'all, why are you not using AI to do your documentation and your communication? If you're like me, you spend probably the bulk of your day either in Teams meetings or in Teams chat or sending emails. That's probably where a lot of us sit. Or you might be creating things in Word or PDFs or PowerPoints, to send out to people. So for me, creating documentation is incredibly time consuming. So just due to how I communicate, I'm a very big bullet point guy. That doesn't really work for me. So I found ways to utilize AI to become immensely faster at this. So what I do is I will create a couple of different personas. So the personas are, what I want the LLMs to act like and who I want them to act like. So I have one that reflects what I'm going to send out, but then also my audience. So what I'll then do is I will take my notes, usually from Copilot for Teams. I'll take my notes out. I'll get a bullet pointed list of those notes, and I'll take those and then I'll run it through prompt one, which is, make sure that I've extracted the information out I want. I have some questions that I run through in there to make sure I'm not missing anything, because sometimes I get in a hurry. I don't know if that happens to you, but it happens to me all the time. So how do I go ahead and extract out information? And then how do I format it so that way it is understandable by my C-suite? It's understood by my engineering team. It's understood by a certain customer that I understand their conversation types. That's it. And then what I'll do is I'll give it a couple few shot examples. I'll say, here's how I want this formatted, and away we go. Now, that's good for regurgitating information. But the new reasoning models came out where if I actually want to, dive in and get some more in-depth processes, I'm not a Scrum Master. I'm not the guy you're going to come to say, hey, create the epics and the story points. That's just not my gift. But now I've got this new reasoning model that I can say, hey, crank out those story points for me and those epics. And it does a really good job of that, y'all. So then I put it all together. This is where agents start to play. I actually have an agent workflow where I'll put everything together in either a Word or a PowerPoint, and then I'll send it off. So folks, these are the incremental gains you have to start showing to your leadership. So as they're coming to you saying that Copilot license is too expensive, what you have to do is you have to go in and say, yeah, but here's an example of how this is going to save me time. And imagine doing this across the board. So if this saves me 2 to 3 hours a day, you take it by the team, you take it by the enterprise, all of a sudden that license cost gets a lot smaller. And honestly, it gets you out of the creation business, but more into like the innovation space and getting into that how do we work on the next projects that we've always wanted to work on, as opposed to keeping the house up. So anyway, just a thought for you all today. So every day I'm gonna come up with a new use case. But again, y'all, documentation, low hanging fruit. See you next time.